like I was shopping for the end of the world.
So satisfying.
This really needs to be sorted out.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. I am so excited to get started with this video that I'm filming today. As you guys can tell from the title, I'm going to be organizing my pantry and giving it a makeover because right now there is absolutely no system going on. Everything's just been chucked in there. It's a mess, and we've been living in this apartment for like 4 months or so now, and it's honestly getting out of hand, and I really need to dedicate some time to organize it, get some containers, and just create a system. But the reason that I've been putting it off is because I was like, I don't even know where to start. I feel like I've got a good idea of what I need to do now because I've been actually watching this show on Netflix called The Home Edit, which has really motivated me. And basically they just go into people's homes and organize it, and they've done a lot of pantry makeovers, so I've picked up quite a few tips. And the first thing that they say to do is to edit your space, so to bring everything out of like the cupboards and to edit it, so get rid of anything that's like expired or that you don't use, and then categorize it. So I guess I should show you guys before of what our pantry is currently looking like.
Okay, so we kind of have two pantries. We use this little area up here, and then we also have this area. So I guess I'll start over here and show you guys what it looks like. I have not even touched this. This is very honest and so embarrassing. Look, I'm not the only culprit for this. I will blame some of it on Braden. This originally was our area for like tinned foods, but you know, as you can see, there's a bunch of random stuff in there. Up here was meant to be for like our dried goods and stuff, but it's an absolute mess. I'm just being very realistic here. Then what even is this? Honestly, I don't know. Up here was meant to be like all of our spices. We do have a lot of them up here, but it's so hard to access. Like the amount of times I just knock things out of here and there's no organization, and it's so annoying. Like when I go to look for a certain thing, I can never find it. And then on our top shelf, we have all of our wrapping stuff. So cling wrap, tin foil, and things like that. So yeah, we have quite a lot of work to do. Oh, and down the bottom shelf, we've got our alcohol and a few wine glasses that don't fit in the other cupboards. So that is this cupboard. Then round here we have the other pantry, and this section was meant to be for like tea and coffee and just all of my supplements and things like that, and it kind of has stayed that way to an extent, but as you can see, it's like all cluttered, stacked on top of each other. It's not easy to access, and yeah, probably half of this stuff I don't need. And then above this shelf, this was meant to be like our snack area, but as you can see, things have just been chucked up here. We've got like protein powder. We also have some like baking mixes. This really needs to be sorted out. Also, I'm not sure if we're going to organize this cupboard today or not, but down here we keep all of like our pots and pans and our baking tins, but like we don't have a ton of pots and pans and stuff, but I would like to organize this a bit better. So I'm not sure if I'll get around to this today, but if I do, there is a before. Oh, and I almost forgot as well, but another shelf that I want to organize is this top one up here, where we store like our drink bottles and my blender and things like that. And it's first of all so high up, which is really inconvenient, and that's something that I want to like reassess as well. Just think about like the placement of where things are and if they need to be put on a lower shelf and stuff. But also like they're just stored so badly and it's so hard to reach, and I always knock them over, and I'd like to find like something else to store them on just so it's a little bit more accessible and easier to grab. So that is another thing that I'm going to be tackling today. So I'm going to pop you guys on a time lapse, and I'm going to pull everything out of the cupboards, chuck anything that I don't need, and then put everything into categories.
Oh, I keep sinking into your blue, yeah, I keep sinking into your blue, Stars, I keep seeing stars inside your eyes. In my mind, I'm holding on to all the sparks flying through the dark while we collide. Tell me that.
Okay, so everything is now in categories. It may not look like it makes sense to you guys, but it makes a lot more sense to me.
So I guess the next step now is to think about how I want to organize each section. I'm going to try and order all of my containers from Kmart and do like a click and collect. Hopefully like they have a bunch of stuff in stock, because sometimes like they don't, but I'm going to try my best. And I have had a look before, and they have some really great stuff for organizing your pantry. So I'm going to get shopping and I'll show you guys what I pick out.
Okay, so I'm really keen on getting lots of clear containers containers like this, just so I can see into them, because then I think I'm way more likely to use the stuff that's inside. That's a tip that I learned from the home edit that I think would be really, really helpful. So I'm gonna measure these up and just make sure they fit all of the items perfectly. Also, something else that really helps is having a bunch of inspo pics to refer to. I actually made like a Pinterest board so I could get some inspiration, but yeah, it just really helps you with like knowing where you can place stuff and how it's going to look once it's in your cupboard. So I really recommend spending some time doing this and finding some pantries that maybe look a bit similar to yours so you can get inspired and get some ideas. Okay, so that has taken me a lot longer than I expected. It's now 6 p.m. and I've spent literally all day on Kmart ordering the items, and it was quite difficult because I was trying to order through click and collect, but not everything was available. But I was like, no, I really want to do click and collect so I can get stuff soon and crack on with this video. But I managed to make do with what was in stock, and I think I've got some really good stuff. Also, another tip and something else that really helped in this whole process was actually putting the items back in the cupboards. I know I said to take it out and to categorize it, which was really helpful, but then once you've categorized it, I think it's really good to play around with where you're gonna place it. So that really helped me, and it helped me like visualize what kind of storage containers and stuff that I needed. Anyway, I think that's all that I can do for today. Fingers crossed that everything is ready to be picked up tomorrow, and I'll continue on with the organizing. Morning everyone, it's the next day. I've just got home from doing my click and collect order from Kmart, which is where I got all of my organization bits from. First of all, we have this bamboo bread bin, which I'm gonna have out on display on the kitchen counter. I'm gonna put our bread and our wraps and stuff in there, just because I feel like bread and stuff is so awkward to store in the cupboards. Like I honestly couldn't find a spot for it, and I didn't really know how to like categorize it with other stuff. So I was like, it needs to have its own home, which is why I got this. Then we have this clear container, which actually comes with a lid, which is a pretty decent size. I love these clear ones. I feel like they're so satisfying to look at, and it's great because I'll be able to see everything that's inside of it. So I think this is gonna have snacks in it. And then in that package, I also got these clear drawers. They're the tall and narrow ones, and these are actually meant to go in fridges, but I've obviously bought them for the pantry. Okay, so I'm so excited to see how this turns out. So I bought these magazine folders. I actually bought 4, and I'm not gonna use them for their normal use. I'm actually gonna use them to store drink bottles. I did see this hack on Pinterest, so it's not original, but basically you just like turn these on their side just like this, and then you can stack the drink bottles. So I'm excited to see how this works. These will actually be really good as well because they're made out of plastic, not cardboard. So if for some reason like your drink bottle is a little bit wet, it's not gonna like ruin it. I'm so excited about this next thing. So I've got this clear storage turntable, and I just love stuff like this. I love Lazy Susans. I think they're so satisfying, but also really convenient. So I'm gonna pop things like oil, dressing, and spreads and stuff on here. Then I just got this folder for my HelloFresh recipes. Oh yes. This is another item that I was really excited about, and it's the 3-tier shelf, and I got 2 of these. So as you guys know, I'm gonna put my like spices on one of these, and then on the other one, I'll put like my cans and tins. So this is what they look like. Okay, I thought these were gonna be a lot smaller than they are, but these are the 1.9 flip lock containers, but these ones are huge. So these are perfect for like pasta and rice and spaghetti. So I got 2 of the 1.9 litre containers. Now this is a bit random, but I got a file holder, and I saw this hack that Just Another Mummy blog, so Steph Pays, shared, and she basically just organizes all of her Tupperware and like containers in a file divider. So she just gets the lids and then puts them in here. And I was like, that's a really good idea because I don't know, I feel like Tupperware can end up being so unorganized. So I got that for that reason. Then I have another one of those clear boxes, and inside this we have 2 of these little boxes, which are so cute. These are called the modular basket, and I got them in small. They do have these in a few different sizes. I'm gonna use these to store like my potatoes and onions and stuff. So I'm just gonna pop them together, and then like one side can be for potatoes, one side can be for onions. Hopefully this is enough room. And then finally we have this whopper of a box, which must contain quite a lot of stuff. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's literally filled with containers. I think I ordered about 12 of these 800ml flip-lock food containers. I just think this is a really great size for like a lot of different things. So I ordered a lot. Apart from all of those 800ml containers, I also ordered 2 of these
5.5 litre and 3 litre store and pour containers. So you get like 2 of these in each pack. So you get like the 5.5 and then the 3 litre. So this is great for cereal and things like that. And I think that is everything that I'm going to need and everything that I've got. But I did also order a big tub, which I was gonna call like my refill tub. And unfortunately that wasn't available as well. So they'll send it out at some point this week. But I was gonna use that tub just to basically put like any of my refill items. So I learnt this hack as well from watching the home edit. But basically they recommend having an area where you can put like your refill items. And what I mean by that is basically if you buy a 2 kilo bag of rice and you fill up your container with it, but then there's still some rice left over, then you can put like that bag of rice just in your refill bin and it's out of sight and it doesn't look so messy. And it's also really helpful for when you do run low, then you can just like top it up. So hopefully that will arrive really soon. Maybe I can make do with something else that I've got in the apartment at the moment. But anyway, that is it. It's time to get started with actually organising and putting everything in their place. I do actually want to give the shelves a wipe over as well. So I'm going to go shelf by shelf and yeah, just work it out kind of like a puzzle. It's a bit stiff. Okay, maybe it just needs to be moved a few times, but it's a bit stiff. It's all going really well. It has been kind of hard to fit everything in their place, but I've made like a few adjustments and I'm getting there. But now I'm gonna actually go to the grocery store and pick up a few pantry essentials and just things that I need to restock on, just because I want to make it look nice and full. So I'll check in with you guys when I get back.
Okay, so I'm back and I've got everything that I needed to get. I honestly think it looked like I was shopping for the end of the world because all of this stuff is just like dried stuff that will last forever. From doing this process, I've managed to see like what stuff we were lacking in the cupboard. So we've got like lots of tinned stuff, lots of pasta, some snacks, cereal, sauces, spices, rice, nuts, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna pop all of this stuff away and put them in containers and things like that. Okay, so next up, I'm gonna go through these cupboards under the microwave. I can't remember if I've shown you guys these, but beforehand, I actually had the pots and pans in here and it was a mess. So I've moved them and I've actually moved like my health food down here. So on this side, I've got my protein powders and I've got like all of my supplements that go in my smoothies. And then over here, we have all of my health food drinks. And then I have all of my HelloFresh recipe cards here that I need to go through and put in the folder. Then down here we have a bunch of random things like drink bottles, some food wrap, and then wine glasses, which aren't gonna stay here, but I am also gonna move my Tupperware down here. And this is basically just gonna be a section dedicated to food and drink storage, I guess. Didn't exactly go as I planned it, but it turned out pretty well in the end. It's definitely a great hack for storing your drink bottles. I just wish I had somewhere to store them like a little bit higher up. The one thing that I didn't put down there that I thought I would was this food wrap, but it didn't really sit very well in the magazine holders, and I honestly think we use it so often that it would be way more convenient having it in a bit more of an accessible place. So I kind of want to put it in the drawer where I put like the tea and coffee. I haven't also updated you guys on that yet, but I'll show you that whole situation. So I don't know if you guys remember, but the tea and coffee was originally over here with a bunch of other stuff, obviously it's not there anymore. So I've now actually moved it into this drawer down here. I've just emptied it out and I popped the tea and coffee in here, as well as like the food wrap stuff, because I thought this way it's so much more easily accessible because I use this stuff all the time, then I can just grab it. Also the kettle's here as well, so that's really convenient. So yeah, I think that was a really smart move. I'm now actually making some labels for the containers. I'm just using my Cricut machine and I'm on the design space. I just used a standard font. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like I've got a bunch of words here, so it's gonna cut it out on this black vinyl. You guys obviously don't have to do this. You could literally just get some sticker paper. Hopefully this works out. I'm not always the best at doing this if I'm honest, so we'll give it a go.
The next day, I actually stayed up till like 8 p.m. last night making those labels on the Cricut. It took me quite some time, but we got there in the end and it looks so good. So I'm really excited to share with you guys the grand reveal. So I guess I will flip the camera around now and show you guys how it's turned out. Before I show you guys, I'm quickly going to insert the before so you can remember what it looked like when we first started. This is the after. So up here we have the make do refill basket. Then down here we have all of the herbs and spices on the 3-tier shelf, which was worked out really, really well. And as you can see, I've filled it up really nicely. Then down here we have like all of the spreads and oils and things like that, and it's just on this Lazy Susan that spins around really, really well. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. Then over here we have our sauces, stock cubes and spices, and it's fully stocked up in there. Then below this is like the dried goods section. So we have pasta, we have rice, quinoa, udon noodles, and behind here we actually have some more stuff. It is like quite a cramped area, but I mean, it's not a humongous pantry, so we've kind of made do with what we got. And then we have some rice noodles, and then over on the left we have the sweet potato and potatoes, and then the onions around there. So that is that area. And then below that we have all of the canned and tinned food. So I've stocked up and we have filled up this section. And then down the bottom I have all of my alcohol, which I haven't really done much with. I've just kind of tidied it up. I don't really know like any other ways I can organize that. But that is a quick overview of this side of the pantry. Also, update on the bread bin. It's opening a little bit easier now. I think the wood just needs to wear down a bit, so it just needs to be used, but it is opening and closing a little bit easier now. On to the next pantry. I will quickly insert the before. This is the after, which I'm so happy with. It looks super, super different. It's so satisfying seeing all of the labels. So here's a good look at what the labels look like. And I do have more space back here, so I can actually get more of these containers if I want to get like more snacks and stuff in there. So in this area, we have all of like my nuts and seeds and crackers and things like that. So we've got some cashews, we have almonds back here, dried apricots, then we have some crackers, sesame seeds, and then in this section we have all of like the packeted snacks. So I've stocked up with some pretzels, we have some veggie chips back there, rice crackers, we have these chocolate coated chickpeas. So that is that section. Then above here we have the baking and cereal section. So over on the left we have like my baking bits. I'll pull it out so you guys can see. But in here we have things like vanilla extract, sprinkles, piping bags, just your standard baking things. And then in this tub, I have all of my macro Mike things. So I have some like DIY jelly, some banana bread mix, brownie mix, things like that. Then over here we have some rolled oats, some cereal. I just decided to call it cereal, not like name it rice puffs or something, because then we can obviously change it.
And then to the right, we obviously have chia, flour, and then behind here, you guys can't see, but I have coconut sugar and cacao. I ended up keeping the top shelf empty just because it's so high up and I'm like, I'm never gonna really want to reach up there, so I can sort out that area down the track. But yeah, it looks so, so good. And then finally onto the area underneath the microwave, I will insert the before. And here is the after. So I'd say this is probably like the least amazing area, but I've just got my health section. I am actually gonna make a medicine section here as well. So I'm gonna put all of like my medicine stuff in another tub like this. Then I've just got my protein powders, and down here we have the drink bottles. I think this hack is so, so good. You need to try this if you're looking for a way to store your drink bottles. Then I've just stacked our containers and I've put the lids in these dividers, and I am gonna get more containers down the track, so this will be filled up a bit more. But for the meantime, I've also just put my folder, which includes my HelloFresh recipes, down the side. So yeah, I love this little section. And I guess that concludes my pantry makeover. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm so, so happy with it, although it did take a lot longer than I expected. It took like 2 full days because I had to do like the click and collect order and then obviously reorganize it, but it's so, so worth it, and it's very, very satisfying. So hopefully if you guys are wanting to do this, it will be easy for you because you could just follow like all the links in my description, and maybe this will give you some inspiration as well. Also, I did just want to say that I tallied up how much I spent on all of the containers, and I spent $197, and that's including the items that didn't arrive. So actually it would have been like less to do what I did. So I'm very, very happy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, because it took me a very long time. And also, if you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting a lot more organization related videos, because after doing this, I've honestly got on a roll and I want to organize the rest of the cupboards in the kitchen, plus like other cupboards in the apartment as well. I'm also planning on posting some Instagram reels of the transformation. So if you're wanting to see more of this kind of content, definitely go and check out my Instagram. But that is going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video.